Hello people, welcome here to another video. In this one I just want to cover registration with the NMC. I know few nurses have been struggling with it. They are not really sure on how to go about it. So I just wanted to create like a step by step. I'm not gonna run through the sort of like post registration. I'll just take you up to the point where you have to like create an account and choose whether you're gonna be a midwife or you are gonna be like a general nurse. Alright, let's jump into it without wasting any time. So what you need to type here is like it's gonna be NMC, NMC UK. You can type something like that, and then it should bring you to this page. Now this, yep. And then if you come to this page, you should look for an international nurse application because you're an international nurse. And then you come to registration, register, joining the register, and then register as a nurse or a midwife, register as a nurse or midwife. This is the one that you're gonna, and then you're gonna say that most nurses that you work with have trained outside the UK, so you're gonna choose trained outside the UK, and then from there you're gonna, and then it will bring you to this page. So basically what they try and do is they try and give you like a self-assessment part where just to run you through, like to screen yourself, just to see, will you be eligible or do you have all the documents that are required. This year, get started the pre-application checks, ready to register, and then you should get, if you come here on the left, and then it should tell you like begin your process. Otherwise, there is important questions that you can run through. For instance, how much is it going to cost, how long is the process, and then preparing your evidence of course, or like the documents that are required of you, and you can begin your application. I think this is the part that most nurses struggle, like, because then there's so much that you have to scroll through to get to this, especially begin your application, which is just where it takes you up, where you just have to start your application and submit all your documents and everything else. So here it is, just a breakdown of how much it's going to cost. Usually you only make two payments, the first payment being let me just take you back so that I exactly run you through. Just my internet is being a little bit slow. So here you are, check you are ready to register. Here you go. Just if you go there, I want, you can choose either you want to be a midwife or a nurse. I would just go with a nurse, and then you choose either do you want to be adult, children, or because this all have their own. When you go write the computer-based test, you write like the questions will be different basically. Let's say for instance just an adult nurse. I've read and understood. You need to read the information. You need to understand what what is required of you before you apply for the registration. I want to register. I have not. Okay, and then you go, and then it will ask sort of which country your nationality is, where you trained and all this. Let me just say for instance Namibia, and then the next one is going to be country trained in. I'm gonna say Namibia as well. And then you're gonna be next. But everything else is basically gonna be like self-explanatory, and yeah, basically you continue from there on. All right, I'm just gonna take you back to the earlier page of that's here. So how much is going to cost? If you just come in here, there is like a table of fees that you're gonna pay. So you are gonna pay for the initial £140. You can just convert this into your local currency, and then you can determine how much that is, and then you're gonna write for the computer-based test. By the time that you complete this or you register for this, we are already gonna sort of like assign you to an interview, and then you can interview. The OSCEs are normally done, which is just one. If you fail, then you can do a receipt. Is done when you're in the UK. So there's a preparation phase that goes, and then you write the clinical part of the OSCEs. But it's evaluated in person. You need to be in the UK. This is usually once you have your job. And then you're gonna need to pay the registration fees, which is also done while in the UK. Now, most companies that we work with at TWA here is organizations that are going to refund you this money that you spend, and so you don't need to really stress about it. The thing, I think the other thing that people struggle the most with is the English, and I just wanna run through sort of the English requirements. Out here, they should have. I'm just gonna search English requirements. English requirements. Just so if you come onto this, there's only these two that they normally cover: English language test. So you can either write IELTS or OET. And they set out the requirement. But the one that I ideally want to highlight is, if you go into the guidance, right? There is one that they actually do not indicate here. I don't know why, but they don't discuss it, and I want to show you, which is why and IELTS is really expensive. I don't think you need to write when you especially do English at university and so forth. So these are the types of English evidence that they accept. So they do accept evidence type 1, which is going to be your IELTS, and they want you to score at least a 7 in reading, listening, and speaking, and at least a 6.5 in writing. And people struggle with the writing. I don't know why, but few people do. Just make sure that you are well trained in that department just before you start. And then for the OET, they want you to get at least a B in reading, listening, and speaking, and at least a C in writing. Okay? But then there's type 2, which is what I want to explore. This is for people that have done their education in English and their medium of instruction at work is English. So basically, most people in most English speaking countries that are not originally, they do have their own dialects in there, but English is sort of the official language and so forth. I can give you a few examples. Southern African countries, most Southern African countries except Angola, use English as their medium of instruction. So with that, all you need to do is so they say if you have completed NMC approved registration, pre-registration nurse midwife associate program, will accept evidence that you have necessary of English if you have completed in a country where English is a majority spoken language, like it's mostly spoken there. So you need to demonstrate that your program meets the requirements. So let's say, for instance, in other places like Barbados or any of those islands where they speak English, they can use it. But what if you are from an African country? This is what you use. So basically, you need to get a academic transcript from your university that states that you've done English, and then it shows the results that you have obtained in English. And then you need to get a medium of instruction from your employer that says that this person works with us. Their daily language of instruction is English. And yeah, that's all that you need to get. And then you also need to get like a medium of instruction from your university, just to say that this person's course was taught in English and they understand English and they're fluent in English, or that they can comprehend in English and so forth. So they say if you can provide both of these elements, you will need to provide alternative. If you cannot provide both of these elements, you will need to provide an alternative type of evidence, such as language test. So that is where it goes back to IELTS. But usually with this, you can get on the register. Now, I have received some resistance from universities before, not universities, but employers, because they have not updated their sort of their guidelines with regards to English. But you don't need to write IELTS anymore. You can just use your English from school, and then you can get approved you can get approved onto the register, and then you can also get a job using that. I hope you find this useful. I just wanted to cover that, and I wanted to sort of highlight that. And to be fair, I have worked with nurses that got onto the register just using that, and I think you'll be able to. In that way, your process will be faster and you'll save money. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next video. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to our page. Our Instagram handle is on there, and there's also a WhatsApp link on our website. So please feel free to reach out and just ask any questions that you may have. Take care and goodbye.